The Louvre Museum in Paris, considered the world's most secure structure, was robbed in broad daylight. It's a sight to behold in Hollywood movies. It could happen in reality. Welcome to Bright Facts Hub videos. Once again flattered the audience. October 19th. 2025. In the morning, the Louvre Museum opens to the public as usual. Guards were in place, and tourists from around the world filed in. At 8:30 a.m., the museum had been open for 30 minutes. Then, on the other side of the museum, facing the River Seine, an unusual sight appeared. Movement ensued. A truck, typically used to transport furniture to higher floors, pulls up near the museum wall. This truck was equipped with a mechanical lift, but neither was it intended to lift any furniture, nor were the occupants' intentions clear. The group consisted of 4 people. They wore yellow and orange vests, similar to those worn by construction workers, but their faces were concealed by bell levers. Undeterred, 2 of the 4 men extended the mechanical elevator to reach a balcony on the museum's first floor. One of the most spectacular parts of the museum leads to the Galerie d'Apollon, or Gallery of Apollo. This is the gallery where France's royal treasures were displayed. However, there was a major obstacle to entering the Apollo Gallery, an extremely thick glass wall. Upon reaching the balcony, he took an industrial-grade disc cutter from his bag and, in a matter of seconds, managed to cut a hole in the gallery's glass and enter. This happened so quickly that the security guards were still unaware. However, this action triggered the museum's security alarm, and the gallery was completely destroyed. The guards on duty spotted the thieves, but they were unfazed. They threatened them with power tools and continued their work. The guards immediately followed protocol and began removing tourists from the gallery. The museum was now in chaos. Shahid later recounted that there was complete panic. People couldn't understand what was happening. While police and staff members were busy escorting the distraught people out of the museum, the 2 thieves calmly broke the glass of the display cases in the gallery. He picked up 9 precious treasures and then climbed out through the same broken glass onto a balcony. His 2 companions were waiting for him down there on scooters. He quickly descended the elevator stairs, boarded the scooters, and fled. It all happened so quickly that no one could comprehend it. There was no opportunity. According to the police, the thieves stayed inside the museum for 4 minutes, and the entire operation, parking the truck, extending the stairs, cutting the glass, and robbing and fleeing, took only 8 minutes. They even attempted to set the lift truck on fire as they left, so that the police could not find any evidence or fingerprints on the truck behind. But a brave museum staff member immediately intervened and stopped them from doing so. The thieves managed to escape along the riverbank via the Paris Periphery, or Paris's Ring Road, to the A6 motorway. This daylight robbery was an intolerable humiliation for France. The question remains, what exactly was stolen from the museum? What items did the thieves target? When the loss was assessed, a wave of grief swept across France. The stolen items had financial value, but their historical and cultural value has been called priceless. According to the Ministry of Culture, a total of 8 valuable items were stolen from the Louvre Museum. Now, you might be wondering why I originally said 9. Yes, the thieves stole 9 items, but while fleeing, they dropped 1 item on the street. This is 170. The year-old Après Eugénie crown was the wife of Napoleon III. It was specially commissioned for Après Eugénie in 1855. When thieves were trying to remove the crown from the glass hole, it was unable to be removed due to the small size of the hole. The forceful removal also caused significant damage to the crown. It arrived and eventually suffered several scratches from falling on the road. The museum director later stated that it was probably reparable, but the 8 items lost were irreparable. These included a beautiful tiara and a brooch belonging to Empress Eugénie, an emerald necklace and earrings belonging to Louise, Napoleon Bonaparte's second wife. In addition, a tiara, a necklace, and earrings from the sapphire sets of Queen Marie Amélie and Queen Hortense, and a special brooch called a reliquary brooch, are all from the 19th century, and were set with thousands of diamonds, emeralds, sapphires, and other precious stones. These were not just jewelry, but a part of French royal history. According to one estimate, the gold, stones, and diamonds used in all this jewelry were worth $2 million, but the royal family to whom these were attached, considering its value, it couldn't be compensated for even $1 billion, let alone $102 million. That's why it's called priceless. Surprisingly, the thieves didn't even touch the gallery's most valuable items, such as the famous Samana Regent diamond, which alone is worth £100,000, 51 million euros, or 60 million euros. The Sassy and the Hatincha diamonds were also hidden, but the thieves overlooked them. Therefore, it is believed that they had come on a specific order and knew exactly what they wanted to steal. The Paris prosecutor's office has stated that the loss was not monetary. military, but rather personal. This is a loss to French history. But the question arises, despite such tight security at the world's most famous museum, which attracts millions of visitors each year, where did the security go wrong? When the investigation began, many surprising revelations were made. French media reported in their initial reports that in the part of the museum where the theft occurred, 1 out of every 3 rooms had no CCTV cameras. Yet, CCTV coverage was not complete in the world's largest museum, and even the external cameras installed didn't fully cover the balcony from where the theft occurred. The thieves entered by cutting through the glass. But an even bigger shock came when Nathalie Gold, a member of the French Senate, told the BBC that the alarm that had sounded was actually the museum's windshield alarm. There was also a localized alarm system installed on that balcony, but it had broken down a few days earlier. Had the alarm been working properly, security would have detected the thieves' entry onto the balcony. Immediately after the theft, the museum director acknowledged this security failure and submitted her resignation to the Ministry of Culture. However, her resignation was not accepted. This has raised serious questions about the security of French museums. And let us also inform you that this is not the first such theft. The Mona Lisa painting was also stolen from this same museum in 1911. A former museum employee stole Leonardo da Vinci's famous painting, the Mona Lisa. He stole it. He hid it under the court and easily escaped. The painting was recovered 2 years later in Italy when the thief was trying to sell it. This statement made the Mona Lisa the most famous painting in the world. Later, in 1976, a statue of King Charles X was taken from the same museum. A sword has also been stolen. 3 thieves broke into the museum window, broke in, and stole King Charles X's sword, which has never been recovered. The museum was the site of a recent theft in 1998. During that time, thieves also ripped a painting from its frame in broad daylight and fled. They succeeded. This painting remains missing to this day, and now, 27 years after the robbery, it has been recovered. Currently, more than 60, and according to some reports, over 100 investigators are working on the case. Fortunately, on Saturday, October 25th, 2025, the police arrested 2 suspects. There appear to be strong links to the robbery. Police collected approximately 150 DNA samples and fingerprints from the scene. These samples were taken from the thieves' belongings, such as helmet, gloves, and the inside of the truck. Police say they were arrested based on DNA matching. One of the suspects has a prior gold theft record. Police hope to apprehend all the thieves and masterminds behind the Paris Museum robbery soon. However, it has not yet been announced whether the stolen goods have been recovered from these suspects. The museum was subsequently closed until October 2nd. However, the Apollo Gallery remains closed. Police say it was a highly organized and professional theft, and the investigation is ongoing. We hope you will like and share this video from Bright Facts Hub. We appreciate your kind comments. Thank you so much. See you in the next great video.